The chemistry of water for health. Water has magical properties. It is the only substance on Earth that exists as a gas, a liquid, and a solid. It is the most powerful solvent on Earth. There are few molecules that are more stable and difficult to decompose than water. It has the highest surface tension of all liquids and has an unusually high melting and boiling point. It is one of the few known substances whose solid form is less dense than the liquid. That is why ice floats on water, preserving life in the lakes and rivers in winter, and why rocks break apart in freezing weather to form soils. All of these anomalies are due to the hydrogen bond between the water molecules, which keep water in a drop and let vacuum pumps and trees suck water up 10-meter heights. Although the water molecule carries no net electric charge, its 8 electrons are not distributed uniformly. There is a slightly more negative charge at the oxygen end of the molecule and a compensating positive charge at the hydrogen end, polarizing the molecules to act like magnets. The human body is made up of 60% water by volume. Water molecules are relatively much smaller than other molecules and make up about 99% of the molecules found in the body. Water is a biological liquid crystal that contains and encapsulates information in its molecular structure, giving water a capacity to hold memory, just like the alphabet does for written memory. This can offer an explanation to the workings of homeopathy and Bach flower therapy. Of the 7 billion people living on Earth, over 1 in 10 do not have access to clean water, and over 1 in 1,000 die annually from water-related diseases. About 2,000 children under the age of 5 die every day from diarrheal diseases linked to polluted water. Our world has so much water, yet quality water can only be found in glacial melts or deep wells. Both of these sources hold water millions of years old. Fresh water from rain or snow and groundwater from shallower wells are polluted. Rain and snow washes out the polluted air and is acidic. Groundwater washes out chemical fertilizers. Much of the drinking water is chlorinated to kill bacteria. Water pipes used to transport water to our taps also pollute the water with chemicals and heavy metals that are leached from them. Structured water. Most of the constituents in cells form grids of proteins made of chains of amino acids that have a polarized positive charge on their hydrophilic interface. The water molecules are polarized, and like snowflakes falling to the ground, they cover the cell constituents with up to 1 million molecular layers deep, all aligned like they were stacked batteries. These ordered and structured layers of water cover and protect the cell constituents like they would be layers of graphite. Their properties are so different from that of water, whether vapor, liquid, or ice, that they are regarded to have a distinct fourth phase of water referred to as living water. This living water found in the gel inside cells is denser than liquid water. In this state, water has a negative charge and can hold and deliver energy. It is 10% more viscous and is more alkaline than regular water. Structured water plays a significant role in governing the shape and thus biological activity of large folded biopolymers like proteins. The structure of the water in these regions is imposed slowly by the geometry of the surrounding polarized hydrogen bonding sites. Tap water is polluted with toxic chemicals like fluorides, and it is destructured. Bottled water is dead and probably acidic. The body requires living water that is unpolluted, structured, and negatively charged for optimal health. The easiest way you can give your water a bit of life and structure is to filter it, especially from fluorides. Put it in a clear glass bottle and let the sunshine light and warm it up for a day. Fresh drinking water. Water is the world's largest resource and essential for life, yet the world's supply of clean, fresh water is steadily decreasing due to air and soil pollution. Most public water supplies are loaded with hazardous contaminants such as disinfection byproducts, fluoride, and pharmaceutical drugs, to name just a few. Rainwater washes out the pollution in the air before it falls to the ground. The water leaches out the pollution in the soil and the nitrates used in fertilizers. Many of the toxic compounds found in drinking water comes from the distribution system itself. Some, like chlorine and fluoride, are intentionally added. Others are acquired as water flows through aging and leaking underground pipes, picking up traces of any number of metals including copper, nickel, chromium, and even lead. Nature electrically charges water through movement and friction when it flows in contact with rocks containing metallic elements. This water, referred to as living water, is negatively charged and has electrical energy to donate to living materials that absorb it. Negatively charged water is the spark of life. It gives the current for the energy and immune systems in the body so they work optimally. Electrical energy is obtained from food. All foods, animal or vegetable, originally derived their energy from the earth. The body is designed to process and eliminate toxins. Water is the ultimate solvent, and when the body is hydrated, it can handle a great amount of toxins. At birth, you are 80% water, but when you get old, you start to shrink and in effect become dehydrated. Not all waters are equal. For optimal health, water has to have the right values of pH, electrical resistance, and redox potential. The pH value determines the level of acidity or alkalinity. The electrical resistance determines the amount of dissolved solvents it contains. The redox potential determines the amount of available electrons it contains. This tells you the vitality or energy potential of the water. Except for deep well water that has been buried deep in the earth for millions of years, or glacial melt from ice millions of years old, fresh water is hard to find. Water is the main cleaning and transport medium in the human organism. The kidney is the body's water treatment plant and operates mainly by filtering water using the biological function called osmosis. But if the water is too alkaline or too acidic, has too many pollutants, or too many or not enough dissolved metals, then the kidneys cannot work optimally and become overstressed. Osmotic water treatment equipment for the home. Carbon block filters are ineffective for removing drugs, fluoride, nitrates, sulfates, and heavy metals. By filtering water of impurities using osmosis and by appropriately treating water to give it properties needed for optimal health, the kidneys can be saved a lot of unnecessary stress. There is commercially available water treatment equipment that uses tap water to give it properties that are optimal for health. One such equipment, called Osmotic, manufactured by Swiss Blue Motion, filters out dissolved solids including heavy metals and chlorine using osmosis. It kills bacteria using ultraviolet light and ensures the water has a pH value of 7.4 using calcium and magnesium from biological sources. The equipment also ensures BPA-free water. BPA, detrimental to health, is leached into the water from polycarbonate plastics and epoxy resins found in many water pipes and containers. There are water treatment equipment that use electrolytic techniques to separate water into acidic and alkaline parts by ionizing the water. They claim that drinking this alkaline water will neutralize the body that is too acidic. They fail to believe that the body requires a balance of various pH values that is different for different parts of the body, and that the body regulates the pH values of the different parts just as it regulates temperature. Otherwise, it would die. Trying to neutralize pH by drinking ionized water that is too alkaline only attempts to neutralize your stomach acids, and it is like trying to put out a fire in the oven that is cooking your food. It is as stressful to the body as trying to change its temperature.